So once again, I am discussing about transpiration pool. Transpiration pool means a suction pool which is created due to continuous loss of water from the plant body by the process of transpiration. So the definition what is given here, a pool produced by continuous loss of water through the leaves by the process of transpiration is called transpiration pool. Now 9 number point, that is experiments on absorption and conduction of water in the plants. Actually 4 experiments are given in the book. You know that water is conducted through xylem. To prove the same, you have to take a rooted plant, keep it in a glass of water, and the water should be stained by using any color, or yosin is a pink color stain. You can use yosin also, and any other color you can use. Then keep the plant for some hours, or you can keep the plant for one day also, it doesn't matter. Then take out the plant and take the transfer section of stem and keep the section under the microscope and observe. You will observe that the xylems are only stained by pink color or whatever color you used. That means water is conducted through xylem. This diagram is not given here, it is given in your book. You can see from there. Then 1 number experiment to show that roots absorb water. See, it is given, the diagram is shown here in left hand side, the lower diagram. I think you have noticed that 2 test tubes are taken, filled with water. 2 test tubes are taken here, filled with water, and you just pull out a young leafy plant from the soil with its roots intact, and insert the plant with roots into one test tube, which is shown here in container P. Then put a few drops of oil in the test tube P and Q, which has no plant. You will find that the level of water in the test tube P falls, but not in the test tube Q. It proves that water is lost in the test tube P was absorbed by the roots of the plant. That means by this experiment we can prove that water is absorbed from the soil by the roots of the plants. Then 2 number experiment to show that water is conducted in upward direction through xylem. See the diagram given here, it is 2 number diagram. You know that xylem remains at the central portion of the stem and phloem is peripheral. That means phloem remains at the periphery of the stem. You just take 2 balsam plants and cut them under water to prevent air bubbles from getting in. Keep their lower ends dipped in water. I think you have noticed here, it should be kept, the lower end should be kept in water. Then remove 3 to 4 centimeter long outer rings of stem, that is phloem. In the first diagram, the phloem is removed, keeping the central part intact. That means xylem remains in its position, but phloem is removed in first diagram, and in second diagram xylem is removed, phloem is intact, and the shoots are then in equal length. Then what will you observe after 2 days? In first diagram the leaves remain turgid and appear normal. Why? Because xylem water is absorbed by the roots, or water is absorbed from the soil, and it is conducted in the upper part of the plant through xylem, because xylem remains in its original position. Whereas in the next diagram leaves wilt and droop down, because food is prepared in the leaves and the food cannot be conducted in downward direction through the xylem is removed here. That is why water is not conducted through the xylem. That is why food is not prepared by the plant. As a result, the leaves are wilting or leaves are drooped down. This experiment shows that water moves upwards direction through xylem. Then the third experiment to show that food is conducted through phloem. Here the phloem is removed only. In the first diagram there is no change because water is conducted through xylem and reaches into the plants into the leaves for making food. Then food is prepared and it is conducted towards upward direction, but though the phloem is removed, that is why it cannot be conducted in the lower part, and the upper portion become swollen. That means this portion is getting food and become swollen, but the lower portion is not getting food. Why? Because phloem is removed here. Phloem is removed. Due to lack of phloem, food cannot be conducted in the lower portion of the plant. So these 4 experiments you have to learn from this chapter. I am not giving questions today. Afterwards I will give you model question paper. That means this is not test paper questions. You have to solve just to know what are the types of questions. About the type of question you can get an idea from the question paper, and I will clarify the answer. Tomorrow you have online class. I will clarify your doubt from chapter genetics and cell division.